has stopped releasing open versions for its distribution, and as far as CDH is concerned, 6.3.2 is the last version which Cloudera is offering open source. Apart from this, so if we go to the archives, 6.3.3.2 is the latest one that we'll be getting. After this, all the new versions are now paid versions. Apart from this, there is a problem that Cloudera has also stopped uh, the quick start VM, which many people were using, and this is causing a lot of problem for testing Cloudera now. So what I have done is I have prepared a VM on CentOS, which has the same uh, objective and the look and feel which we have of 5.13, which is the last Cloudera VM quick start which is available online. So let me just show you how you can work on this so that you can keep working on Cloudera open version uh, up till the point either Cloudera opens up the market again, or whether we move to a different distribution. Fine. So we can go to this link. I'll be putting this link in the video description also. So you can go to this link, and in this URL you can download CDH 6.3.2 CentOS 7Z 3, 2 and 1. So the total size is around 9 GB, which is a little higher than 5.13, which happens to be around 6 GB or 8 GB. And the only virtual environment which Cloudera is offering right now is HDP, something which was completely open sourced earlier as well, Hortonworks. Now that happens to be around 20 GB now. So compared to that, I think say around 9.6 GB is little lesser. So the first task is to download all these three zips, and I have already downloaded it here on my Windows machine. So this machine is right now running a configuration of around 16 GB RAM with a AMD Ryzen 5 3550H, which will give me around 4 cores and 8 threads. So this VM will run on at least 10 to 12 GB. So please ensure that your environment is calibrated accordingly. Now once you have downloaded all these three, you'll see that one of the files, which is like the 001 file. So I use pzip as a zipping tool. So please install pzip, and then you can right click on this file, go to pzip, and you can click on extract here. Now what this will do is that this will create a folder inside which the whole virtual the VM will be there. Okay. uh, so these steps are also mentioned here. So you can go and download pzip from this link, and you can also get VM player, which is a completely free tool. So you can download VM player from here, take the latest version whatever is available. Now once you get the folder ready, all you have to do is open up VM player and just open the CentOS 7.vmx file, which will be there inside the folder. So let me just show you how that happens. So this is the folder. Now let me open up VM player. So this is VM player. Now I'm going to be opening a virtual machine. Downloads, and this is the VMX file. So click on this and open this, and this is your option in the VM player, which is ready to run whatever options are there in this. So you can go to edit virtual machine settings, and if you have better amount of RAM, then you can increase it. Fine. uh, you can also choose the network adapter as per your choice. This is beyond the scope of this particular video, so I hope you understand how VM player works. So I'm going to click on play virtual machine. I copied it, and we'll be coming up on a UI. So what will happen is that this particular VM has been created on my machine on VM player 15. So if you try to run it on your own machine, the IP address which gets generated may be different. It might be different from the one that I'm using. So let us maximize this, and the base user password will be base user @123. So click on sign in. And this is the environment. So this environment already has Cloudera 6.3.2 installed, and just like in Cloudera 5.13, we can go to Firefox and we can see the Cloudera Manager option. Similarly, here also Cloudera Manager option will be available to you like this. This VM also is running CentOS. So anything that you try here, you can actually try it on production also. EC2 and all run CentOS clones, so that should work. And inside the home folder, you can already find Eclipse. So if you are into Java programming for big data or and we also have the Scala ID. So both of these IDs are there, and the system is well calibrated for all the small tools that you will need. Apart from that, this system is also uh, this system also has, let me go to the terminal. So this system will also give you the MySQL environment, which Cloudera's own VM had. So if I do here MySQL -u root -p big data, this is MySQL. So retail DB is also available here. Apart from all the other databases, all the databases which were there in 5.13 VM, same kind of databases are here, including retail DB. So you can easily work on the environment. And this is your Eclipse ID, and this is your Scala ID. So both the IDs are there. You can do full end-to-end development here. And if I go to Firefox and click on Cloudera Manager, admin, sign in. Now this is Cloudera Manager for you. So this will run 6.3.2. So before running queries and all, we'll have to set up some of the things, because this VM has been created on my machine, and so you will have to make the changes for your environment accordingly. So let's do that. So the first issue here is that we will have to make sure that the IP address is properly configured for Cloudera. To do that, first I'm going to go to Applications, Favorites, Terminal. So the IP address which has been allocated to this particular VM uh, by Windows happens to be 192.168.226.147. This is the IP address which has been allocated by the Windows machine to this particular VM. So let's note it down somewhere. Next, sudo gedit /etc/hosts. Password is base user @123. Okay, so this is the host file. Now what we will do is that we will enter this particular IP address information into this host file. So I'm copying it from here, putting it up here and naming it quick start hyphen big data. So this is going to be our domain name, the DNS resolution name, and this is the IP address which has been assigned to us. So in 5.13 VM we used to call it quickstart.cloudera, but here we'll be calling it quickstart hyphen big data. Fine. Yep, I wanted to make some difference at least. So let's save this file, close this up. Apart from this, what we will now have to do is that because Cloudera has started up with an idea that the system's IP is something else. So if you come here and if you go to hosts, you'll find out that Quickstart Big Data is right now still expecting everything to be running on 192.168.226.145, whereas this particular IP address is 147. So we will have to map this Cloudera environment with the right IP, and only then things will work. So let's make some more changes. Sudo /etc/Cloudera SCM agent, and I think you will see oh sorry, let me write gedit config.ini. So here also you can see server host is mentioned as 192.168.226.145. Let us change this and let us name it quickstart hyphen big data. So let's save this. We can close this. Now what we'll do, we will restart the agent, and we will also restart the server. Fine, the Cloudera manager server. So let's find out the command to do that. I think it is systemctl start scm Cloudera scm server. Let's try that first. Sudo systemctl restart Cloudera scm agent. It works. And similarly, let us restart server. Now sudo tail-f /var/log/ Cloudera scm server / Cloudera So we'll have to wait till we find what do you call started Jetty server. So unless and until you see that message coming up, we will have to wait, and once that message comes up, only then you can actually go to Firefox and restart your Cloudera manager again. So let's wait. So as you can see, started Jetty server message has arrived, which means that we are now ready to restart Cloudera manager from the browser. So let's press Ctrl C here, come back to Cloudera manager. So the good thing is now Cloudera manager is picking up the right IP address. All we have to do is we have to restart some of the services here, and then our cluster should be green. So let's go to Cloudera manager first. If I come to instances, so host monitor and service monitor are the one that I'm going to be restarting. See, I've deliberately stopped event server, activity monitor, and publishers because they consume a lot of memory, and on a single machine environment, that memory usage is actually not required. So those things are stopped, and these two I am restarting again. Similarly, if I come here, so let's click on HDFS stale configuration. Restart stale services, redeploy, and restart now. So this is going to take a little bit of time based on the environment you are on and the kind of machine you have. This might take some time. Normally it takes around 3 to 5 minutes. So once this thing gets completed, the finish button will come up, and if we click on that, then the whole cluster will be green. Now we are ready to actually start working on Cloudera again, and the version will be 6.3.2. You already have MySQL running, Eclipse and Scala IDE, everything is installed. So all in all, this environment will again give you a complete proper quick start and testing environment. But the good thing is that the latest version 6.3.2 will be there. So you'll be able to do work on Hadoop 3.0, Spark 2.4 and all. So that is what we wanted to do here. So yep. So as you can see, the finish button is now enabled. If I click on finish, I'll come to the main page, and within a few seconds these kind of errors will also go. So if you click here, this cluster does not have anything, and the whole cluster will become green. So I have installed HBase, HDFS, Hive, Impala, Spark, Yarn, and Zookeeper as of now. But if you want, you can go and add more services also. The parcels are already in place, so you should not have any problem. And you can also see that CDH 6.3.2 is installed here. Okay, so this is a utility that I had developed and I'm already using it. So if you want, you can also use this, and this will be helpful for people who just want to try out. And I would also request Cloudera to actually not charge for the brush, because people will find a way out. Now one of the things that you can do is you can create a user here, so that you are able to work on many of these many of these components. So if I come here, if I write Hadoop fs-ls slash, and then this opens up. You can also write Spark shell, so this is the only VM in the market right now which will give you Spark 2.4. So we can work on the Spark shell and all. So as you can see, we are getting a permission denied exception, and that is because user OS boxes, which is the current user which is logged in. So if I write who am I, you can see that the user is OS boxes, and if you go to HDFS, you will not find any folder for OS boxes. So that is the reason this error is coming. So let's actually rectify this. Sudo -u HDFS Hadoop fs -mkdir /user/OS boxes. If you want, you can also create /user/Cloudera, because many people are used to working on /user/Cloudera. So if you want, you can do that as well. Okay, so let's make this. So this folder is created. Now I'm going to give chown permission. So as you can see, OS boxes folder is there, and it has the complete permission for itself. So I think we can also give chmod permissions, so that I mean, that is completely up to you now, like whether you want to have it or not. So uh, you can give 777 or whatever you want. So 2.4.0 Spark with Scala 2 11 12. So guys, happy coding, and keep learning. If you have any doubts, you can ping me below. I'll try to solve your problems if any. So thank you very much.